Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Albrecht, and welcome to Off the Shelf. If you're a woman and you happen to marry a man in one of those away-from-home-a-lot professions, you better have a sense of what and who you are, or the time you spend alone can feel like prison time instead of free time. Doctors' wives learn that, so do truckers' wives, and so do those ladies who marry men that leave the house in search of victory, the basketball coach's wife. 18 years ago, Laura's basketball coach Bob Mullen and his wife Marcia exchanged vows, and after 4 children and 17 years of coaching, she knows what life with the coach is all about.
Looking back, if I were giving advice to a newly married coach's wife, I would tell her not to feel too hurt if he says that we're going out to dinner and you end up on a scouting trip with a pizza later. That is his job, and he's trying to fit everything into a schedule, and it doesn't mean that he's not thinking of you anymore. You know, you'll look back on it and laugh, and years later, it's a hard adjustment to make, I think, at first, but it can be done.
Now, Marcia, do you mean that Bob has let the game come ahead of his wife on occasion?
Oh, well, from time to time. Oh, I remember a time when I went with him with my children, to a Freeport high school tournament and cheered for him the whole game, but was very disappointed to find myself left in the gym. He forgot us, and he was 20 miles down the road before he remembered he had a family with him. So he did come back and get us, though.
We have all heard the jokes about wives who never seem to stop talking, but the reality of the Mullen household is to listen first.
I think it's important that when he comes home and everything seems to have gone against him some days, that he's got kind of a sounding board once in a while, and I don't know if I help or hinder once in a while, because if he asks me for my opinion, I'll give it to him.
And one of the first things Bob will tell Marcia after a game is if that referee's whistle was directed at him.
He's usually the first one to come to me and say, oh, I got a technical tonight, or whatever, and I don't usually have to say it because he knows it before I can get it out of my mouth, and he doesn't like to do that. You know, I suppose there are times when he feels that the technical will help the team, but he's become much better. High school days were much wilder than they are right now, and he's kind of calmed down in his old age.
When Marcia looks back on her first encounter with Dubuque, it is not unlike many ladies who have had to pick up their belongings and move to her husband's next job. Chaos.
The move was hard because we moved into a house that was not completed. And, well, first of all, we moved into a hotel room with 4 kids and furniture and everything for about a week, which was a nightmare. And the house wasn't finished. We had carpenters in there living with us. And but we did adjust. It took us a while, but I like Dubuque. I think it's a very family-oriented town, and, you know, we've really been happy here.
When it comes to game time, Marcia Mullen may still be the coach's wife, but she's a fan first.
It's always been a fun thing, and I've kind of looked at it as my recreation in a way. I do have a job, too, and I sell life insurance, but that doesn't mean that I don't think his is important. It's probably just as important as it ever was, and I really kind of unwind when I go to his games, and it's fun for me.
As far as Coach Bob Mullen, the father, Marcia has no qualms, but of course there are moments.
Well, let's see. There were many times when he would refer to my kids, and he meant the team, and I was talking about our children. I don't know. You know, he's really a good father. I really can't complain too much about him. I have to laugh sometimes when we first take our summer vacation. He's so much into this pattern of coaching, he sounds like a drill sergeant in the car, you know, for the first couple 100 miles, you know, getting the kids all organized, and he's been pretty good. I really can't complain.
No, folks, Bob did not make her say that. Honest. As a matter of fact, being married to a basketball coach has turned Marcia Mullen into a jack of all trades.
Oh, yes. Listen, I've learned to be a short-order cook, and I remember the time when he was having clinics for boys basketball and also for coaches, and we got this family togetherness thing going, and the children and I cooked for the teams and served the food. And on the coaches clinic, I became a real fast historian. I learned the local history real quick and gave bus tours and boat tours to the wives and kids, and it really has been exciting. I can't say that any part of it has been dull.
Well, I wash out 44 pairs of socks to have them on the line. You know, I can start you 2 dozen shirts where you can count 1 to 9. Yeah, I can slip up a plate and get up a lot from a dripping pan. Throw it in a skillet, do my shopping and be back for a desk in the pan. 'Cause I'm a woman, W-O-M-A-N. Let me tell you again, I'm a woman, W-O-M-A-N.
Coach is a 5-letter word, so is woman, and Marcia Mullen knows how the two fit together. Tomorrow night, part 3 with the Coach's Wives, as we talk with Dottie Colbert and Tanya Hyde on Off the Shelf. I'm Jamal Brack.